So, good evening, everybody. We have got another in our series of the Opportunity Economy talks that we're doing, which are proving to be a lot of fun for me. And I think next week we're going to be hosted by the lovely Ange McDonald, as I'm going away for a little while, but I've really enjoyed doing these, and we're all, everyone's enjoying the series. So if you're on listening to us for the first time, open your ears. You're going to hear some great stories from entrepreneurs who are really embracing the platform economy and the opportunities that have arisen through technology and things like that. And I was thinking about it earlier today that if you, like, when I came out, I finished university somewhere in the 80s. And when I came out, entrepreneurship was, what it really meant was conventional business. So when I went to university, this is making me feel really old, but we had one computer and it took up a whole room at the university. Okay, that's what it was, right? And the opportunities today in 2019, and we're fast approaching 2020, are that people are leveraging and can have things like side gigs, and we've got companies like Amazon and Airbnb and Alibaba, and it just opens up a whole world to people who wouldn't necessarily have been able to participate and have a small business on the side, or participate in that sort of way as an entrepreneur as they can today. So, back in the day, it was bricks and mortar, it was conventional business, nothing wrong with that at all. But in some sort of way in there, you're still trading your time for money. What we are all looking for, and what you're going to hear from the people who are on tonight, is a way to create flexibility and freedom. And we've also created an enormous amount of fun around our network and our community that we have, and we love that. And I think that's why we're growing so fast, because people just want the flexibility and everything like that. So the people you're going to hear from today all have, very different backgrounds. I know it took me until my late 30s to really understand that I didn't want to be trading time for money anymore. And in some way, I wanted to start funding my dreams. And I think that that's something to think about. If you're sitting there thinking, yes, but I have to go to work. Yes, you probably do to an extent. But those dreams that you had when you were 21, they hopefully are still there. But are you actually being able to realize those dreams that you have always wanted to do? And what we are doing is we've found a way that we can not only have flexibility and fun, but we can start actually to pay for the things that we want to do and travel more and all those sorts of things. So I just thought I'd add that first. It was things that were going through my head today. I'm about to go off on an 8-week sailing trip, and that would not be at all possible without being able to, leverage these platforms and the opportunities that have arisen from the economy that we live in. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Melissa, who I know is there, Melissa McKendrick. Are you there, Mel?
Yes, I am here. Hello,
Great.
everybody.
Hi. Now you're in Palmerston North, is that right?
I'm in Rotorua now, Nikki.
You're in Rotorua.
Time.
Moved. Yes, there you go.
I'm getting closer.
Cold?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 1 degree tonight, I think, so I can't wait to get up at 5 for the gym in the morning.
Oh my goodness, you're such a gym bunny. Look at you in your top and everything. Amazing. I'm snuggled up in my by the fire.
I'm sitting under the heat pump, so it's nice and cozy in here.
Now, look, you've been in the business ever since I've been doing what we do, and you're an inspiration because I know that you've had a career previous to having your first child, and you've gone on and had a second child not too long ago, and your business is growing, and you managed to do all this. So tell us about that. It's really inspiring.
I'm like actually just jumping out of my skin with excitement. Like, can you see me? I'm like just sitting here like, and I'm just like this constantly now. Like, I'm a bit of an energizer bunny anyway, but with everything happening in the company and where we're positioned right now, like, it's just blowing my mind. I'm so excited anyway.
Yeah. Well, let's go back
Uh,
to why you or how you found the opportunity. Was it maybe 3 years ago, something like that, 4 years ago?
just over 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
why and how did you get involved?
well, our first son was 15 months old. Look, prior to doing this, I was a beauty therapist for 15 years. And then I retrained to become a personal trainer because I spent a lot of time in the gym, so I thought I might as well get paid for it. Anyway, had babies, and then Quinn was 15 months old, and everyone started asking me, oh, when are you going to go back to work? And I was like, well, both of my careers required super long hours, early mornings, like leaving my babies in the care of someone else. And you know what, like that just was not something that I wanted to do since I was younger. And I said, when I have kids, I will be home with them for the first 3 years. I don't care, I'm going to make it happen.
Good on
So
you.
we were due to get married about, was that probably about 12 months after that. And my lovely friend Nikki Sherwood popped up a post about whitening toothpaste, the good old whitening toothpaste. And I was like, well, I want whiter teeth for my wedding. I'm going to get me some of that stuff. So I did. And then it sort of got me thinking. I was like, well, Nikki runs another business and works full-time in a very high profile, you know, corporate stressful job. If she can do it, then surely maybe this is something that I can do. So that's what got me started basically. And then, yeah, like you said, fast forward and I had another baby. He is now 7 months old. Jai, thank you. And yeah, look, to be able to like I don't think I could ever work for anyone else again. Like probably a pretty hard employee anyway, to be honest. I like to run my own circus. So this has been perfect. But the fact that I'm at home, my babies are sick, I'm at home when I put my baby boy, I'm going to get emotional, but my baby boy down for his day sleeps, when he wakes up, like I'm here at the moment when he's teething, like, and I'm still earning money. And on top of that, I didn't do a lot in the business for the first 6 months after Jai was born. Going from one kid's fine, one kid to two kids is like going to 10 kids. And it has taken me this long to actually get used to the two kids thing, as if any of you with two kids would understand.
Remember that.
And I've come back in after 6 months, still earning in that 6 months. I'll just put that out there. And my business has grown. Like that. I mean, there is just no other career that you could walk away from for 6 months and hang out with your newborn baby. I was just talking before on a call, and we were having a laugh because I was actually in labour, and I woke up the next day with money in my account. Like, who gets paid when they're, having a baby? Like, that's nuts. So in a nutshell, that's it for me, and what Nu Skin's done for me. And I'm just so excited for the future. It's only the beginning. And I've got huge dreams and huge aspirations, and it'll happen. It's going to happen. So
yeah. Well, it sounds like it already is. And I mean, that's what you're talking about, is leveraged income. So being able to get paid for the efforts of other people. And it's not a get rich overnight, quick thing. It does take some time, but you can get to the point where you can step away and have a baby or take time off. Or, there are people in our community who have stepped away for, up to a year or almost two and come back, and their businesses have still grown. So for people who, truly understand that side of the business, that this is a wealth creation mechanism, if you stick at it, then it can provide all that freedom and everything. So that's wonderful. And I know you're excited for the future, Mel. So you've got lots and lots of plans at the moment, just without going into too much detail. I will, but I know that you've got exciting things going on. Just give us a snippet of what's happening in your life at the moment and why you're excited.
Oh my goodness. Seriously, like I've gone from like chilling out with my son to like, whoa, my head's exploding. I guess the biggest, most exciting thing at the moment is our massive event that I am planning for Bay of Plenty, which is super, super exciting. I'm so pumped for it. So that's middle of next month, and we've got special guests, and it's just, that's a huge highlight for me at the moment. And just I've got so many people in my business relaunching their business as well, and the community is just phenomenal. Like, because I don't get out and about often with my baby, it's just great because I get to still socialize like all day. Like, I'm on calls all day, like, you know, helping people create their dreams, and like getting messages nonstop of, oh my God, like, I can't believe I just made this much money now. Like, all I did was post on Facebook. And I'm just like, that's why I'm doing it, you know, to see other mums being able to stay at home with their babies. And it just fills me with so much like excitement and happiness. It's anyway, I go on forever, so shut me up. And
no, that's fantastic. So to anyone who's listening, and you know, whether you know are already involved in the business, or you're thinking about joining, or you've got no idea what the hell you're listening to because you've just happened upon us, but it's June 2019, and I know July, August, September, we have got some really exciting events coming up across New Zealand and also Australia, so Brisbane, Gold Coast as well. There's Melbourne, there's even Tasmania, I think now, so the whole Pacific region. So if you're thinking, oh, I actually want to check something out in person, or you know, you live in the Bay of Plenty near Mel, reach out to you know, anyone who's invited you on this call, or to any of us, and we will certainly point you in the right direction, because these events are really incredible. So, and a lot of fun. So that's amazing, Mel. Thank you so much for sharing. Great to talk to you. Thank you.
No props, you too.
Yeah, thanks. Have a lovely evening. Keep warm. So the next lovely speaker we've got is Danny. I hope Danny is there. Now, Danny, are you there? Come in. I always think people are going to disappear on me.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Awesome. Great. Let's see if you can come on camera. When you start talking, I can still see Mel, but that's all right. But Danny is, now Danny's a businesswoman already. And when she joined us, you have a marketing agency, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, there you are. Now I can see your beautiful face. And I know that you were attracted to what we do because of the affiliate income, and you're a marketer anyway, and you have an established business. So why on earth would you come and look for something else, or maybe you weren't looking? What happened? How did you get involved, and what attracted you to our company and to our community and all of that? What were you looking for that maybe you didn't even know you were looking for?
Actually, so I mean, I've been running Buzz Marketing for 8 years, and it's been kind of a combination. It's a bit of a roller coaster ride when you're building your own business.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot and worked with a lot of companies and made a lot of companies a lot of money. And I was like, I've got skills. I really need to find a product. I need to find a really good platform to actually benefit myself. And so I'm interested in sales, but also I needed a really good product line that I could really feel authentic about. And the other thing is, I'd investigated for a good 6 months affiliate marketing and looked at all these other platforms. And I can tell you, if anyone's looking, it's just not worth looking. They really are awful. They pay badly. The commission rates are not good, and they do not have good customer service, and their product consistency and their drop shipping abilities. There's just nothing there that is the complete package. So when sort of Ali drew my attention to Nu Skin, I was like, okay, these guys have got to be better. So I went through my same process as I've been researching many other companies, and it was like, yes, the benefits are great. The rewards are high, there's a low cost entry, and the business systems are excellent, really good, and available to use or not use. They're very, very good. I love the app, the learning center. But with all businesses, you're going into business, you have to invest. You invest your time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to learn everything. I followed on YouTube, so subscribed where I needed to for Jeff's program as well, and then really heavily followed the U-Tribe units and went through. And I did not come into this making the assumption that I could, that I knew what I needed to know. So I went in, I wanted to learn new things, new ways of doing it. Even attending the workshops that Ellie has created has allowed me to hear how other people talk about the products. It's not the way I talk about them. So it was just this whole process of understanding how Christopher describes something or Julia describes something. And so from that perspective, it was great because it's just a different avenue. So it was easy to show value to the customers, to affiliates. And so I'm really excited by that. So as a company, we're setting up side gigs for new business opportunities. And so I'm providing that service, jumping on in, helping people. I think it's a very fair return on investments, very scalable. And again, like you said, I don't want to always be charging for my time. Time is finite. I want to travel. I want to be able to travel and will run my business from anywhere. I have a dream of being a digital nomad. I'm not 100% sure my partner's involved in that dream. He's like, sounds good, honey, but so got to get him on board. But one of the things that I really enjoy and I really want people to know is actually, and I explained this to Ellie today I did a presentation. It was my first presentation to someone I didn't know. And I didn't know at all. It was a complete cold call. How's this going to go, you know? And I'd never met them before today. And my plan was just to go in, enjoy hearing their story. I used Angie's tips from the workshop, you know, hear their story, tell my story, tell the business story, and went through that. And it was fantastic. She signed up, closed on the day, made my next appointment for next week's planning. So, you know, it was exciting, have to say, very exciting to get to that level. And same again next week.
You've touched on so many great points here. I mean, you're obviously, you know, I know that you're a very good businesswoman anyway, but you are always, you know, curious and open to learning new things. I think that, you know, people often assume that, well, I know how to do that, so what could I possibly learn, or, you know, but if you're open and you live in the marketing world with, you know, social media as well, very strongly integrated into that, and you know that things are changing extremely quickly, and to be able to, I think, you know, you're already experiencing the money, you know, and if you show people the money and you talk with heart and passion, then of course, you know, who wouldn't want to have a look at this business and get involved and participate on some level. And it might be part-time, or people might want to jump in and do it, or integrate it into another business that they have, like you have. So very smart, I think. It's really great. So I'm not surprised that call went really well. So well done. That's fantastic. Really good. Now, I have no doubt that you'll be very successful in this business. There's so many people looking for side gigs now, and you know, there's so many trends and innovation and technology. So just one more question before we move on to the next person is what has surprised you about all of this? I mean, you've mentioned that, you know, that the pay is great, that, you know, we don't have to hold any inventory, and you know, the drop, all the distribution is all set up for us. We also get paid daily, which is really exciting. You don't get that with Amazon, for example. But what else has surprised you about the business?
I think that the most surprise is how open people are when you're talking to them. If you actually approach the right people. And the reason I approached this woman today was that I had spotted her on a couple of other pages commenting. And so I thought, oh, I like what she's saying and commenting to other people. So it was a really good way to actually say, I'd really like to work with her. And it's, I guess that's what surprised me, is how open, you know, I just said, you know, I'm working on this project, I'd love to get you involved. I literally told her very little. And so, yeah, I was surprising some of those things worked, I think. Because I just come across a lot of skeptical people. And I guess the point being is that you kind of need to find open people and then jump on in. So, yeah.
Well, I think it comes back to my original point. It's that the people that haven't lost touch with their dreams that they had when they were young, when they were 21, you know, are still looking for a way to pay for that, you know, to fund their dreams. So I think then they're going to be open, aren't they? So people that have given up on their dreams, then, you know, or being open and curious, then, you know, they're not going to be as open because they've become a little bit more skeptical or cynical. So so well done you. That's great. I look forward to many more years working with you. That's fantastic. Cool. Very good. Thanks so much. We're going to now move on to the lovely Catherine, who is down also in New Zealand tonight. We've got the Kiwis on tonight. And Catherine's there. Hi. And Catherine's down near Wellington. You can tell me again exactly where you are.
I'm in Titahi Bay, which is on the west coast of Wellington.
Yeah, great. Yeah, can't say I've been there, but or not exactly where you live, but probably cold tonight as well.
It's freezing. I can see the South Island from my house, so it's pretty cold.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool. But now I know that you one of the reasons you got involved is that you had a long-term interest and passion about beauty and beauty products and things like that, and probably business. I've never met you in person, so you know, tell me how long have you been involved, and how did you get interested in what we do and why?
So I signed up with Nu Skin early August last year, so I've almost been in it for a year now.
Oh, awesome.
And I happened to just I just happened to jump upon my friend's post, who was in the business and actually no longer is. And I guess that's the beauty of this business, is that like the support network is so huge. So I'm now closely working with Mel, which has been awesome. But I come from a background of working in pharmacy actually from the age of 15, and by the time I turned 16 and left school from a young age, I was running the Revlon counter, and then started training to be a dispensary technician, and so being immersed in that kind of world, I guess, from such a young age, I was learning a lot about beauty and in particular skincare. I was born covered with the eczema. So jump forward, that's where my love for Nu Skin, I guess, kind of ignited. I fell in love with the products very quickly, because being someone with sensitive skin, I didn't react to any of them. And that's been awesome. So I'm also a stay-at-home mum. I've got 2 young boys, and a bit like Mel, I didn't want to go back to work. I wanted to be home for my children, and that was made more I guess, important and apparent to me 2 years ago when I almost actually lost my youngest son to septicemia. He
frightening.
He got the chicken pox and ended up with full body septicemia, and we were in hospital in Wellington for a month. And so he's fully recovered from that, a normal little boy, but it was very important to me after that I be here for my kids and actually be present for their childhood. It goes by so quickly and I didn't want to miss any of it. So I started looking into different businesses that I could do from home. You know, I'd heard about a lot of them. My cousin, who I'm very close to, works for another company a little bit like ours, not as good. Yeah, a bit like Danny, I researched into them and everything. But when I came across Mariska's post, who is my immediate upline that signed me up, I was really intrigued and looked into the products and stuff, and I just fell in love. Jump forward to now. I'm still a stay-at-home mum, and being with Nu Skin has enabled me to be able to stay home with the kids, but still have that little bit of extra money to, I guess, do the things for me as well. And I've made massive goals. So at the moment, I'm still working towards having a full-time income, and I've got big dreams that I want to fulfill.
Great. Great. I'm excited to hear that. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Going back to the product side of things, I think people often don't realize, you know, a lot of these companies, a lot of our, you know, companies have great products, and that's the reason that they sell, because we're cutting out the, you know, the big advertising that you get in pharmacies and all that sort of, that used to really overwhelm me. We're direct to market, direct selling, if you like. But I think what people underestimate with our products is that if you do have any type of skin concerns like eczema, dermatitis, you know, babies with cradle cap and nappy rash and all of those sorts of things, our products have got, they're so balanced, you know, pH balanced and everything. And that's, you know, a lot of people come into the business via the products, whether it's, you know, they want an instant facelift or whether they actually are trying to solve problems that they have with their skin, and then realize that there is actually a really big business behind it that will enable them to stay at home with babies and to be able to not miss a single milestone, like as you have experienced. So that's really fantastic. So really, really great that you could share all that. And is there what surprised you, or is there anything that you'd like to add, you know?
I guess like obviously I went into this, it was a pretty inward decision to you know, make some money from home and stuff, but I couldn't have even to this day, I cannot put into words or comprehend how much more it's been for me than just making a few bucks from home. The support network has been like absolutely massive. Even when I teetered off for a month over Christmas when my family was having a bit of a rough time, I had all these people still rooting for me, and it's awesome because I've had all this encouragement and it's been a huge boost to my self-confidence. And now I get to pass that on to other people, and that's like something that the money is aside from all that, like that has become really important to me. Becomes like a big family. I mean, you know, you just it really does.
Got your back. And very often in jobs, you know, you end up, if you're unlucky enough, you can end up with a boss who, you know, is not really on your side. They're there to dictate their rules and all of that sort of stuff, and it can go horribly wrong. I've experienced that in a few jobs back in the day. And whereas with this is, you know, we there's so much support and amazing community. And so if you are a stay-at-home mum, or you're, you know, doing other things on the side or whatever, you just that's the bit I love as well, is that really has been able to grow self-esteem and pass that on to other people, men and women in the business. So that's wonderful. So thank you so much, Catherine. That's awesome. I'm going to leave it there. We're running out of time. And I just want to thank our 3 speakers tonight, our entrepreneurs who are embracing the opportunity economy and growing businesses. And if you hear anything that you like tonight, reach out to the person that invited you onto this call, or if you just happened upon us, then yeah, thank you for joining us. Really, really appreciate it. And we look forward to the next in the series of the opportunity economy. Thanks, everyone. Stay warm.
Thanks. Okay.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you. Bye.